Welcome to the Stoic Golden Tribe, where enduring wisdom meets the strength of presence, and where we uncover the truths modern society refuses to teach men. From the moment we're old enough to understand the word love, we're sold a dream soaked in fairy tales, polished by Hollywood, and packaged neatly in songs, books, and false promises. We're told that love is about fireworks, perfection, soulmates, and happily ever after. We're led to believe that if we simply give our all, our loyalty, our energy, our vulnerability, then the right person will stay, appreciate us, and never leave. But what if I told you that everything you were taught about love was a lie that has made millions of strong men soft, a lie that has made kings kneel in front of women who didn't deserve the crown, a lie that convinces you that losing yourself is the price of gaining love? This video is about tearing that illusion apart and revealing the truth that will not only set you free, but elevate your entire life. We're going to talk about the truth of female behavior, the ancient understanding of masculine presence, and the emotional clarity that comes when you stop chasing myths and start living in reality. This is not a message for the weak-hearted. This is a conversation for the man who is ready to rise from confusion to clarity, from heartbreak to strength, from the lie to freedom. So sit up, listen closely, and let this message shift something deep within you. Drop a comment if you're ready to unlearn the lie and embrace the truth. Let's break the illusion together. Shall we begin? Chapter 1. The Manufactured Illusion. Why modern love feels so broken. Let's start with a simple but harsh truth. What most people call love today is dependency wrapped in fantasy. You were told that love means giving all of yourself. You were taught to believe that the more you sacrifice, the more valuable you become. That if you just love her hard enough, prove yourself endlessly, and always say yes, then she will choose you forever. But reality tells a different story. Because in modern society, love has become a transaction, one where men are expected to give and women are expected to feel. This isn't to say all women are selfish, but the framework we operate in, this emotional economy of attention, validation, and dopamine, has turned romantic relationships into performance stages, where men audition for the role of worthy and women are the judges. And here's the twist: the more you try to prove yourself, the less value you hold in her eyes. Why? Because deep down, feminine nature doesn't crave a man who begs for her approval. She craves a man who leads himself, who is full without her, who doesn't ask to be chosen but chooses himself first. Ancient wisdom teaches us this through every culture. From the Stoics of Greece to the samurais of Japan, the wise man understood one thing clearly: to be loved deeply, you must not need love at all. Let that sink in. Real love is not born from desperation. It's born from presence, purpose, and boundaries. But no one taught you that. You were sold a fantasy that love means bending over backwards, when in truth, bending is how men break. You were told to chase, to please, to fix, to save. But what if love isn't about chasing? What if the truth is, the moment you stop chasing love is when real love finds you? Look around you. How many men are emotionally enslaved because of a woman who doesn't respect them? How many warriors have been turned into doormats because they thought their love could change her? Brother, it's not your love that will keep her. It's your strength, self-respect, and emotional detachment from fantasy. That is the truth no one told you. Drop a comment if you've ever felt like you were sold a dream that love would heal you, when all it did was confuse you. Chapter 2. Why women respect the man who doesn't need them. Let's make something crystal clear. Neediness repels, presence attracts. You've been taught that showing her how much you need her is the highest form of love. That being available 24/7, answering every text within seconds, and showering her with compliments will prove your worth. But here's the reality no one told you. The moment you make a woman the center of your emotional universe, she begins to drift, not because she's cruel, not because she wants to hurt you, but because instinctively a woman loses respect for a man who has lost his grounding, Attraction isn't born from your ability to make her feel safe alone. Attraction is born when she senses that you are a fortress, a man who could walk away at any moment but chooses to stay because of alignment, not desperation. Women test men emotionally not because they want to destroy us, but because they want to feel the strength of a man who cannot be shaken. They want to feel his centeredness, his ability to say no, his willingness to walk away, his refusal to beg for what should be given freely. And this is where most men fall. They think, if I love harder, she'll love me back. If I become softer, she'll open up more. If I keep proving myself, she'll finally see my value. But love doesn't work like that. Not for men, not in reality. A woman doesn't truly fall for the man who offers everything on a silver platter. She falls for the man who carries himself like he could have any woman, but is too focused on building his kingdom to chase one. She becomes addicted not to your affection, but to your presence. And presence is a byproduct of purpose, not of obsession. Go back to ancient teachings, Stoic men, warriors, sages. None of them based their identity on how much a woman loved them. They built empires, cultivated discipline, sharpened their minds, and commanded respect without ever asking for it. And here's the irony: the less you depend on her validation, the more attractive you become. Because the greatest seduction isn't your words. It's the silence of a man who knows he doesn't need to speak to be felt. Drop a comment if you've experienced the shift, when you pulled back, and suddenly she came closer. Chapter 3. Emotional self-control. The hidden power that makes you irresistible. Let's talk about the one thing modern men are never taught: how to master their emotions. Modern society tells you that to be a good man, you need to be emotionally available at all times, to open up, to cry in front of her, to express every fear and every feeling the moment it arises. Now hear me, vulnerability has its place, but when it becomes your default mode of connection, you lose more than you gain. Why? Because in the hidden language of attraction, the man who cannot manage his emotions becomes a burden, not a leader. Think about it. A woman seeks emotional safety in a man. She might not say it with words, but her body and her instincts tell her everything. She wants to feel his calmness in the storm, not his chaos. She wants to feel his stillness in uncertainty, not be dragged into his emotional roller coaster. You were lied to when they said, just be emotional and she'll understand. The truth? Unfiltered emotional expression without control is weakness, not intimacy. A man who is led by his emotions is no different than a ship without a captain. Ancient Stoic philosophers, Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, understood this. They taught that emotions are not to be suppressed, but to be governed. They knew that your ability to feel something and not act on it immediately is power. That's what sets men apart. That's what builds a presence she can feel without you saying a word. When you learn to pause before reacting, to speak slowly, to hold back when you want to over-explain or over-apologize, you become dangerous in the best way. You become the type of man who doesn't chase clarity from her, but creates clarity within himself. And here's the beautiful part. The moment you stop relying on her emotional feedback to feel secure, she starts to feel secure in your energy. This is what most men don't understand. It's not about being heartless. It's about being heart-wise. It's about knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. It's about knowing that not every emotion deserves a reaction, because the strongest men move from principle, not impulse. And you know what happens when you operate from that place? She feels drawn to you in ways she can't explain. She feels safe. She feels magnetized. She feels that rare masculine gravity, the emotional mastery of a man who walks with internal order, not external noise. This is what separates boys from men. Boys react, men respond. Boys beg for closeness. Men embody a presence that invites closeness without ever demanding it. And the reason this is so rare today is because no one teaches men how to sit with discomfort. No one teaches men how to breathe through emotional tension without unraveling. But this is your call to reclaim that power, to understand that self-control is not suppression, it's sovereignty. It's standing still when everything in you wants to panic. It's walking away when your pride screams to stay and prove a point. It's being unmoved not because you're cold, but because you've trained your heart to bow to your mind. You want to be truly attractive? Don't just look good. Don't just dress sharp. Master your emotions. Because when a woman looks at you and sees a man who can't be emotionally swayed by her moods, her tests, or her silence, that's when she feels both respect and desire. Because that's when she's finally looking at a man. Drop a comment if you're ready to master your emotions instead of being mastered by them. Chapter 4. The truth that sets you free. You were never meant to be chosen. You were meant to choose. And now we arrive at the heart of it all. The lie was simple. If you're good enough, she'll choose you. You were taught that love is a prize. That if you dress well enough, speak kindly enough, give affection generously enough, and avoid making mistakes, she will pick you. She will see you as the one. But here is the truth they never told you. A man does not wait to be chosen. He chooses. You see, as a man, your deepest power lies not in being accepted by a woman, but in knowing who is worthy of your presence in the first place. Let that sink in, because most men today live in emotional poverty, begging for scraps of attention from women who don't even respect them. They tolerate disrespect, settle for confusion, and call it love. Why? Because they've forgotten who they are. They've forgotten the ancient path of masculine discernment. They've forgotten the wisdom of choosing a partner based on values, depth, and alignment, not looks, lust, or loneliness. Here's the ultimate freedom. You don't need her to complete you. You are already whole. When you realize this, everything changes. You no longer chase. You no longer accept breadcrumbs. You no longer get pulled into emotional traps, passive-aggressive behavior, or endless cycles of hot and cold. Instead, you begin to observe. You begin to test her behavior. You begin to ask yourself the real questions. Does she bring peace to my life or confusion? Does she inspire my discipline or feed my distractions? Does she admire my mission or compete with it? Because love, in its highest form, isn't emotional addiction, it's spiritual alignment. And here's what ancient wisdom tells us. The masculine energy is designed to lead, not follow emotional whims. You were built to carve paths, not walk on trails others made for you. You were born to conquer yourself, build your legacy, and then, only then, invite a woman into your world who honors your direction. The modern man has forgotten this. He's been taught to beg, to bend, to break, to fear being alone. But solitude is not a curse. It's where the king is forged. It is in solitude that you develop your vision, build your frame, and establish the emotional spine that no woman, no rejection, no silence can ever shatter. You don't become a high-value man by being chosen. You become a high-value man by choosing yourself every single day, by doing the hard things, by walking away from drama, from chaos, from beauty without virtue, by choosing your peace over her presence. Because here's what you'll notice once you walk this path. The women who once ignored you will begin to notice your absence. The women who used to test you will start to respect your boundaries. The women who played games will realize you don't play. Why? Because nothing is more powerful, nothing is more desirable than a man who knows who he is and refuses to apologize for it. This is the truth that sets you free. You were never meant to be picked like an item on a shelf. You were meant to stand tall so that only the woman who aligns with your values can stand beside you. You are not here to earn love. You are here to embody it through how you treat yourself, how you discipline your mind, how you guard your energy. And from that place, love finds you. The kind of love that doesn't drain you but elevates you. The kind that doesn't confuse you but clarifies your path. This is the love you were made for. And it starts with you. Drop a comment if you're done waiting to be chosen, and you're now ready to choose yourself, your peace, and your path. Brother, if you've made it this far, then you're not like most men. Most will scroll past hard truths. Most will keep swallowing the lies just because they're comfortable. Most will keep chasing love that hurts, clinging to illusions that drain their strength and mistaking validation for connection. But you're here because something in you knows there's more. More to being a man than begging for affection. More to love than emotional slavery. More to relationships than trying to win someone who doesn't even know your worth. And here's the reality. No one is coming to save you. Not the perfect woman. Not the next chance. Not some magical moment when everything suddenly makes sense. You are your own rescue. Your strength is your guide. Your emotional discipline is your weapon. And your truth, the truth, is your freedom. So let this be your turning point. Let this be the moment you stop waiting to be noticed or would start becoming the man who doesn't need to be. The moment you stop chasing love and start walking in power, presence, and peace. Because the greatest revenge against the lie is to thrive in truth. You are not broken, you are not too much, you are not unlovable. You were just taught the wrong things by a world that profits off your confusion. But now you know. And now that you know, what will you do with it? Or if this message spoke to something deep inside you, don't just leave quietly. Like the video, share it with a brother who needs to hear this, and subscribe to the Stoic Golden Tribe, where we reclaim what it means to be a grounded, respected, and powerful man in today's chaotic world. Drop a comment below. What truth hit you the hardest today, and what lie are you finally ready to let go of? Together, we rise. Together, we remember. This is the Stoic Golden Tribe, and this is just the beginning.